behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello everybody. It's Palm Mash TV time once again. We're glad that you could join us today, and we got yet again another great interview coming up soon. Before we get into that, remember to subscribe and hit the bell, and you'll always get those latest interviews whenever they're available. And use our comment section. We'd like to hear from you there. We'd also like to hear from you in email. If you'd like to do that, it's palmmashtv, all one word, at gmail.com. And you can use that not just if you're a fan or a band or a solo artist, any of those three. And we would love to hear from you, and we'll get something worked out. And check us out on Wednesday at 6 p.m. every week on Roku channel Smile World TV. You can catch us there. And also check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/PalmMashTV. And feel free to like the page, inbox us, comment everything you see. We'd love to hear from you there. And all this will be recalled at the end of the show during the closing credits, so stay tuned for that. From Greenville, South Carolina, we have Corey Stevenson, a very talented artist, and I think you'll agree. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, here's a quick word from ClickJam. Don't go away.
We got history, got me feeling the nostalgia when you look at me, thinking about what could.
Okay, here we are with interview time, and with us we have Corey Stevenson. He's from Greenville, South Carolina. Thanks for joining us, Corey.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. We're glad to have you here today. Why don't you start off by the obvious question? Tell a little bit of everybody how it began for you as far as being an artist goes.
Well, see, when I was young, I was really big into sports, and I played football, baseball, really into it. I was a really good baseball player. And then I come down with what's called leg Capworthy's disease, which is the ball in your hip socket, the bone dies. Mm-hmm. So the bone died and broke off. So, I kept walking on it. So anyway, I ended up bedfast for 2 years. And, my dad asked me what I wanted to do with my life, because sports was gone. And I told him I wanted to be a rock and roll singer. So, we went more toward the country end, but, I think we're kind of chasing that dream now.
Mm. Well, I'm glad that you're doing what you love, especially, being a country music artist. And everybody will get a taste of that in just a few minutes here. But why don't you tell us a little bit about some of your influences? I'm sure you have a lot of country music influences.
Well, Leonard Skinner is a big influence. Conway Twitty, Waylon Jennings. I had a lot of rock influences too. Brent Mason. I'm going to play with him in Nashville here in the next week or so, and he was probably as far as a guitar player, he was my biggest influence. And singing wise, I'd have to say probably Ronnie Van Zant. So I don't really base myself into the country genre alone, because I've studied everything, and I think music ends up being kind of like a melting pot. You study all this stuff and you learn a bunch of stuff, and then you kind of throw it in and create your own style. So mine just come out a little more country than rock.
Okay, yeah, there's some legends there, especially you mentioned Conway Twitty, and I think you mentioned Waylon. Those are pretty good. Well, tell everybody where we can find your music at. I mean, I don't know if you have physical copies or not, but I'm sure it's all streaming. But anyway, you can just let us know where we can find your music at.
We have physical copies, and you can order them off our website. We also have downloads on our website. It's CoreyStevensonBand.com. So you can go on there and you can get shirts and CDs and downloads, whatever you want to buy. And hopefully we'll be getting some more merchandise soon. We're going to try to get some hats and wristbands and koozies and things like that.
Okay. Well, I'm sure all your fans will enjoy your music and download those on those streaming sites and get physical copies. So Everybody go out to this official website and those streaming sites. I'm sure that you will enjoy that. And we're getting ready to play your music video. I think it's called Cold December Wind, I do believe is the title of it.
Yeah.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit if there's a story behind it and so forth. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, there's a big story behind that one. We had I had a good friend commit suicide a while back, and it kind of that's something that sticks with you forever. And I started talking to another friend of mine who also had a friend commit suicide. Her name is Diana Aliff, and she we started talking about how that affected us, and kind of how we felt after everything was said and done. And I wrote in a lot of parables. I didn't really come out and say suicide in the song, but one of the parables I always turn to is this broken glass laying on the street as I walk past. Reminds me of the time that's passed. But the reason I wrote that is back where I'm originally from in West Virginia. When you walk the railroad tracks, there's always a busted bottle laying somewhere, and where the vibration of the train, and it just hitting the bottle and the vibrations on the rocks and everything, the glass gets smaller as time goes along. But basically it's saying, no matter how much time goes by, you really don't heal from things like that. And when I wrote the song, I wanted to kind of give some people something to relate to on that end of suicide. And that was, it's just it's a deep, dark subject, and a lot of people don't talk about it. But that song right there was a song that was written from the heart. And that when I first recorded it, I laid the song down on a video, and then I wasn't ever going to even sing it again. And Miss Beverly Gosden Jenkins heard it, and she loved the song. So I went to Georgia, and I could barely remember the words because some songs you sing and it hurts to sing them, and because if you really write from your heart, it brings all those emotions back. And when I sing that song, I kind of feel those emotions again. And so when I went in, I didn't know the words to it, so I had to sing it off paper. But I started singing a little more, and it's gotten a little easier to sing. But that song is definitely written from the heart and really deep for me. And I think so far a lot of people have messaged me and talked to me about it, and everybody kind of relates to it. And I'm honored that I could write a song that could either give people a relief or let people kind of feel and maybe heal a little bit.
Yeah, that is an interesting story, and I'm glad you did that song. I like it myself. I watched that a couple different times. So we'll get into that in just a moment. But before we get into that, we want to thank you again, Corey, for coming on the show. We'd love to have you back sometime if you got anything new to plug for us.
Oh, that sounds great. We're coming out. Like I said, we're going to Nashville and recording with the Nashville A team. Me and Beverly, who is my manager, and going down there to play with some of the best musicians in the world. I'm really excited about that. So we'll have some new material, and we got the first CD. It was 6 songs, and all 6 of them to me, that was some of my best work. So there's plenty more material out there. So hopefully we can get back in touch and put a little more out there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, well, good luck on that, by the way. And now we're going to watch Cold December Wind right in just a moment. But so don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's come and gone. Trees as empty as this broken throne. It seems to me that time tears me apart. They say it's my best friend. And this broken glass playing on the street as I walk past. Just reminds me of all the time I've had. Seems you're never coming back again. 'Cause I start looking forward to the colors on the ground. My mind paints a picture and start to hear the sound, and I pretend you're in my arms again, until I feel the cold December wind. All alone, pour a drink and I pick up the phone. Lay it down, I start to hear that song. It's a cold, bitter sound. Snow's falling down. There's no more colors laying on the ground. It's just a smile for me to hide my frown in a life where I pretend. 'Cause I start looking forward to the colors on the ground. My mind paints a picture. I start to hear that sound, and I pretend you're in my arms again, till I feel the cold December wind. As I run in circles, I start to bleed again. You know that I still miss you, 'cause you were my best friend, and I'll pretend you'll be back in my arms again, so I don't have to feel this cold December